Howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast here, where we focus on business psychology and marketing and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking, I apologize. I always ask this and I totally forgot. How do you pronounce your last name?
Harkleroad. Jenny
Harkleroad. Jenny Harkleroad. Okay.
You got it.
Sorry about that. I'm going to start over.
Okay.
Here we go. Howdy, everyone. Tad Stevens on the Micro Success Secrets podcast, where we focus on business psychology and marketing and how you can use that in your business daily and long term. Today, I'm talking with Jenny Harkleroad, who is a #1 best-selling author, speaker, and mind change expert. She's a mother of 4, which is her greatest claim to fame, and a big-hearted entrepreneur and business leader. She's built a business in San Diego over 13 years with revenue in the millions. With the power of her mind, Jenny overcame past chronic pain, addictions, bad relationships, unhappiness. She never knew how sweet life could be until she changed her mind, and that changed everything. She has a dramatic story about breaking her back on a mountain cliff, which changed everything and gave her a ferocious appetite to transform lives and help others with what's missing in theirs. Jenny, how are you doing? And let me know if I missed anything.
Hey, thanks, Tad. I'm doing awesome. I just love hearing the bio and hearing what I've been through because my life has changed so much since that crazy accident on the mountainside. And I loved what I created before, but I really loved what I've created now ever since that awakening, I would call it, that I had. So excited to be here with you today to share what I've learned.
Super. Let's get started then. Okay. So let's pretend that you could get a time machine and you could go back in time to any point you wanted, and you could change a business or life decision that you made. So some decision that happened in business or life or both. First off, would you change it? And if you would change it, what would you change it to?
Oh my gosh, that is such a hard question.
Sorry, but I start with that one.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So here's the thing, we learn from our experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the thing that I learned is that I really am creating my life. And in the past, I spent a lot of years blaming other people for the way I felt. And even though I was successful financially, I had a lot of emotional struggles. Like you mentioned, I had some addiction, I had relationship problems, I had struggles in my past, and I blamed a lot of how I felt on other people. And whenever I heard that you could change how you felt or say affirmations, I would try it for a day or two and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
No, it's their fault, right? I feel this way because of them, because of what happened. So I think if I could change anything, I would realize sooner that no, I am creating my reality. And I've learned now about the power of the mind and about manifestation and affirmation and how that all works scientifically. And I'm obsessed with it. And I wish I would have caught on to that sooner because I spent a lot of unhappy years, even decades, that could have been so much better if I would have changed my attitude really internally. So I think that's probably it.
And I want to point out here that, and I do this because I hear a lot of the same or very similar answers. And the one you just mentioned, I hear all the time. And I want to keep reminding the listeners and viewers that if you could have done it sooner, I hear that over and over and over again. And to the listeners, I tell my favorite, or one of my favorite stories is I believe it's a Chinese saying that, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Now. So Quit worrying about it and go do it. So that reaffirms that for me and for the show. So appreciate that.
Awesome.
So kind of in the same vein, if you could take that same time machine and you could go back and you could look at one decision you made that was super positive. It's one of those decisions where you look back and you think, oh, I can remember my life before that and after it in 2 different parts. So it's like a dividing line. Do you have one of those you'd share?
Yeah, so I got married really young, started having kids pretty young, and I was a stay-at-home mom. And I always had this entrepreneurial spirit. I always wanted to do something. And we were listening to some tapes. You remember that back then?
Oh yeah, the motivational, the cassettes. Oh, right, absolutely.
Right. Listening to tapes, reading books. And my husband said, if you got your real estate license, we could like get in on all the deals before the rest of the world knew about it. This is like back before the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I did. And it literally, going from making nothing as a stay-at-home mom to making $250,000 or more a year in commission transformed our life. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was a huge thing. And, there's a lot of things that played into my success in real estate. I'd like to say it was all me, but it wasn't. One of the things was it was just a great market when I got in. It was about 2004 and things were just cranking up to that peak. And,
yes, I remember those days.
Those were some good days. So a little bit of luck, a lot of hard work, and that was a lot of fun for a lot of years until I found my next passion.
Okay, well, super, excellent. So as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you have decisions. I mean, all day. That's part of what we do. And a lot of those decisions can be difficult. Some can be big, some can be small, some can be easy, some can be difficult. Do you have methods, techniques that you would recommend to people that maybe you use or others use that that help you through those decisions, that keep you from getting stuck or help you get unstuck?
Yeah. So when you said that, the biggest decision I think I ever made, of course, besides choosing my husband and those type of things.
Big decisions for sure.
Big decisions. So, when I decided to get out of real estate, that was very hard because I was very successful in it.
Yeah.
And I had really built up my self-worth around this success I had created.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I had decided to chase a passion of mine, studying the mind and helping people with their success, I was thinking, how could I walk away from this empire really that I've created? How could I just leave? Is something wrong with me? Right?
Yes, I know that feeling.
And I knew that I couldn't keep up my lifestyle if I gave up this business. And so I literally sold my big custom home, sold my business, moved into one of my rental properties, dragged the kids along. They weren't very excited about it, fired the housekeeper. I mean, literally started over with a new dream. And, I would have nightmares about telling people, thinking they were going to think, oh, you must have not succeeded in that business. You know what gets me unstuck is like, be true to yourself. Who cares what other people think? Like, do what feels good and right to you. Like, you have this inner GPS. And I was off track with it for a lot of years in real estate. And I just kept telling myself, suck it up, just keep doing it. It's successful. Just do it. Right.
It's working. It's making money. Yeah.
Exactly. But I was unsatisfied because I wasn't on the right path. And so I would say, when you're unsatisfied, figure out why and what will get you on the right path so you're in alignment with yourself. And then take action. That's how you get unstuck, is you move, right? I had a friend who always said, the Lord can't steer a parked car. You got to put your foot on the gas pedal, right? So sometimes we pray for answers and they're right there. We just have to take action. So action is how I solve problems, and just go for it. Take a leap and then that will appear.
And what you also mentioned, the way I would phrase it, is passion. I mean, you had a passion for what you were moving towards.
Absolutely.
And I tell my kids that as often as I can, probably not enough, that passion and your why in life is what gets you out of bed in the morning. Or at least it does me. It's not the what, it's not the money in the end, it's why I'm doing it. So excellent story. And if you had to start over, for whatever reason, you moved to another state, you moved to another country, whatever, you had to start over, knowing what you know now, would you keep doing what you're doing now, or would you do something different?
Absolutely. I'm completely 100% obsessed with what I'm doing now. You talk about that passion. On Christmas, I snuck out of the family room, snuck into the kitchen, asked grandma her Wi-Fi passcode, typed it in my laptop. My husband says, "Why are you working? It's Christmas." I said, "I'm obsessed. I can't stop. I love this stuff. I want to learn more." So yes, a passion, an obsession, something that just keeps you excited and wanting to learn it and share it. It's the best thing ever. I love the feeling.
Okay, super. I appreciate that. Really appreciate all of that, actually. Wanted to start to wrap up a little bit, but want to ask, is there anything that you want to close with, anything you want to put out there for the listeners and viewers that would benefit them?
Yeah, I want to tell them about something called the 17-second rule. And it's in a book called Commanding the Power of Thought by Dr. Jeffrey Fan. And he's a PhD. And he's a PhD that I hired recently to do some brain map studies of my process. I wanted to see what was going on in the brain when I help people create their success. And he says what happens with the 17-second rule is when you have a thought, after 17 seconds, your body creates a chemical reaction that turns the thought into a feeling. So you're now feeling equal to your thinking. Now, that chemical reaction also creates like thoughts. So not only are you thinking a thought and feeling a thought, now you're thinking a bunch of other similar thoughts. Well, once you've held that for 68 seconds, it starts to create matter. It starts to change the material around you. It starts to manifest what you're thinking. So what I want to share today is that you have so much power with your thoughts. And we have about 50 to 80,000 thoughts per day, according to psychologists. About 80% of them are negative thoughts, unfortunately. About 90% of them are repeat of yesterday's thoughts. So pay attention to your thinking, because your thinking is creating your feeling and more thoughts and your reality. So when you can change that, you can change anything. And that's what I do. That's what I specialize in. And if they go to my website, balanceyou.org/free, they can get a bunch of freebies to start learning about the power of the mind and how to harness that power and to transform their life with it.
Excellent. Outstanding. And I will make sure that all of that information, especially the 17-second rule, I'll put that, I want to timestamp that because that's awesome. I have not heard that.
Awesome.
But I'll put all your contact information, anything else you want to share, I'll put in the show notes, and I'll put in the description where we post the audio or video file so people can get that and can find you if that's what they want to do, which I highly suggest. Thanks again. Really appreciate your time. Thanks everybody for your time and listening again to the show. If you have any questions, let us know here. Please have a very safe and productive week and be the very, very best at whatever it is that you're doing. Jenny, nice to have you again. I hope you have a great day. And until next time, this is Tad Stevens with Micro Success Secrets. Bye for now.